Hey everybody, it's Dr. Jo and Batgirl Callie, and today I'm going to show you my favorite stretches and exercises for neck pain. So let's get started.
Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert.
Before we get started, I want to thank Zillion for sponsoring this video. They're the makers of the ZMA13, which is the Shiatsu back and neck pillow massager. They also come in different colors. If you're interested in purchasing the product, you can click on the link up there or in the link in the description below. For these neck stretches and exercises, they're also great for the shoulder because a lot of the muscles that go up into the neck go into the shoulder as well. So it's kind of a great bonus workout for both. So the first stretch that we're going to do is an upper trap stretch. This is one of my favorite stretches. If you've seen any of my neck videos or my shoulder videos, you know that I really like this one. So you can place your hand in a couple different positions to keep the shoulder down, but with these stretches, you want to keep that shoulder down to help get a better stretch. So I like to just kind of sit on my hand to keep that shoulder down. Some people like to put it behind their back, but you can also just kind of place it down. You're still going to get a good stretch, but I always find if I kind of sit on my hand to keep that shoulder down, I'm going to get a much better stretch. Take your other hand, bring it up and over so your fingers are kind of touching on your ear here, and you're just gently going to pull over to the side until you feel a nice stretch kind of right in through here. That's where that upper trap muscle is, kind of in the upper back, the neck, and the shoulder area. So getting that nice stretch, hold it for about 30 seconds. A lot of times once you get to about 20 seconds, you can feel those muscles let go and you can just get a little more pull in there. And I always like to do stretches first so you can lengthen and loosen up the muscles and then do the exercise afterwards because then you can strengthen them in those lengthened positions. Then alternate sides, fingers up and over on the ear and then just gently pull over. You can sometimes to get different muscles, you can turn your head down, you can turn your head up, but for this one I like to just start off going straight over to get that upper trap area. Again, 30-second hold, doing 3 on each side. So the next one is of course another one of my favorites, which is the Levator Scapulae stretch. So that Levator Scapulae muscle kind of runs here. It starts all the way up in that cervical spine or the neck and goes all the way down and attaches to your shoulder blade or your scapula. So it elevates or levates that scapula or that shoulder blade. So if you work on your computer a lot or if you're really stressed out about something, you kind of hold your shoulders up. That's what people tend to do when they're stressed. And then you overwork that muscle and it gets really tired. So again, it's great to stretch it out to get rid of some of that pain. The way I'm going to show you how to do it is the way I learned, but I know that sometimes putting your elbow up and your hand kind of on your shoulder blade like this is a little tough for some people. So again, it's the same. You can kind of place it behind your back, you can sit on it, or you can just rest your arm down. But I find that this for me gives me the best stretch. This time you're going to take your hand, bring it up over your head, almost like a helmet, so your hand's behind your head. You're going to turn your head to about a 45-degree angle, kind of in the middle, almost if you're looking down at your opposite knee with your nose. And then you're going to pull downwards while your other arm is up, almost like you're tucking that nose into your armpit, if that's how you want to kind of think about it as well. And I'm really feeling that stretch kind of right through here, down all the way into that shoulder blade area. So again, holding that stretch for 30 seconds, then switching sides. Again, if that's uncomfortable for your shoulder, you can just turn, hand up over, and then kind of pulling down. So I'm still feeling a nice stretch, but again, I feel a little bit more of a stretch when I bring my hand either up with the elbow towards the ceiling or kind of behind my back to get that stretch. And again, doing those stretches 3 times on each side. That's kind of the gold standard. And if you don't have enough time to do 3 on each side, just do 1 or 2 of the full 30 seconds. The 30 seconds really is important. So don't do 3 with just 10 seconds. Really try and hold it for that 30 seconds. So the next one is going to be something that we call SNAGS in therapy, but really this is just going to be a cervical or a neck rotation. And so you're using the towel just to kind of help each segment stay in one spot. So you're getting specific rotation at each segment level per se. So all I'm going to do is kind of wrap the towel around. I'm going to take one hand and grab here to anchor the towel here, and then I'm going to take the other side and you're going to bring it up and over by your ears. Don't bring it down by your neck, bring it up and over by your ear, and I'm going to rotate or turn it and go up just a little bit as I'm pulling down with this side. So pulling down, coming up and over, and really getting that nice stretch in there. And again, if you can, hold it for 30 seconds. I know this one's probably a little bit tougher because you're pulling in that area, but nice holding it for 30 seconds. Come down, then you're switching. So now I'm anchoring down this side. I'm bringing this one up and over, kind of, at my jawline or my ear, and then pulling down with this one here and getting that nice stretch in there. And again, holding that for 30 seconds, doing 3 on each side. If you want to follow along in a real-time video where I'm doing all of the sets and the frequency of everything all at once, you can follow along to my real-time videos in that playlist up there. So now we're going to go into the exercises. So with the exercises for the neck, again, this is great for the neck, for the shoulders, is chin tucks. And chin tucks are one of my favorites for anything. If you have headaches, if you have neck pain, if you have stiffness, if you've been, again, working all day on the computer and you've overworked those muscles and you want to reset that posture, chin tucks are great. So what I like to do, you might have seen in some of my other videos, is kind of using a target for your finger, because for my chin tucks, it's not tucking down towards your chest, it's actually tucking it back and in. So a lot of times I'll just say, place your finger lightly on your chin, leave your finger in the same spot, and tuck back and in, almost like I'm moving my whole head backwards. But see, I'm not coming down and tucking in, I'm not coming back and tucking in. I'm keeping that chin in a neutral position and tucking back. Hold it for maybe 3 to 5 seconds and then relax. And a lot of times you'll have a little bit of space in between, which means those muscles are resetting. I know I was kind of moving my finger around and talking a lot, but if you try it, if you haven't done it before, a lot of times it's a big difference. But with chin tucks, make sure that you're not forcing it back. I have a lot of movement because I do chin tucks all the time to kind of keep my neck from not getting so tight and sore. But you might start off and only have this much movement, and that's okay. Don't force it back. It should never be painful. You should never feel lightheaded or dizzy with it. If you're having any of those symptoms, check in with your doctor, check in with your physical therapist. 1, see if you're doing them right, or 2, see if something's going on if you're having those symptoms with them, because you shouldn't. So the next exercises are going to be isometric exercises. Isometric exercises are really, I call the underdog exercises. They really do a good job. They're efficient. They help improve strength, motion, decrease pain, sometimes get you more in alignment. But people often don't like them because it doesn't seem like you're doing a lot, because you're activating the muscles, but you're not moving. And that's a great way to help strengthen the muscles without going into a pain-free motions. For example, if I'm turning my head and that's painful, I might want to strengthen those muscles, but I don't want to go into that painful motion. So for an isometric exercise, if I was going to do a neck rotation or a cervical rotation, what I'm going to do instead of actually moving, I'm going to just kind of place my fingers on my temple here and then push into my fingers. So I'm doing this motion, but my fingers are stopping me from doing it. You might see some of those muscles activate a little bit while I'm doing it. Just maybe a 3 to 5 second hold, but don't push with all your 100% that you can push. Really start off with 30 to 40%, or even just starting to 20 to 30% if you've got some issues going on, because you don't want these to be painful. And a lot of times if you push less, you're going to get those deeper neck muscles that you want. And then the harder you push, which is fine, you're going to get those outer muscles. So starting off with a little bit less is actually better. So after you get the rotation, make sure you're doing both sides. So I'm just pushing in, again, that 3 to 5 second push, and then relax. And then you're going to go into a cervical or neck side bend. So it's the same thing with isometrics. I'm just going down to the side, but again, I'm stopping that movement with my fingers, kind of placing them on my temple. You can use the palm of your hand if that's more comfortable, whatever's more comfortable for you, and then just slightly pushing in to start off with that 3 to 5 second push. This is the motion I'm doing. You really want your head to be kind of up in alignment. I might be moving just a little bit so you can see the motion that I'm doing. But ideally, you're not moving at all. You're pushing in to your hand, but you're stopping yourself from doing any of those movements. Thanks again to Zillion for sponsoring the video. If you're interested in purchasing the ZMA 13, you can click on the link up there or click in the link in the description below. And remember, be safe, have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.